Hey everyone, I am your astrologer Brittany with Horoscope.com. Here are 3 things you need to know in order to make today, Sunday, February 17th, 2019, a success. Now the first thing I want to talk about is going to be right here where the moon is. Now in this chart, the moon is in Leo, but at the very beginning of the day, the moon's going to be right here in the sign of Cancer. When the moon's in Cancer, it brings our attention to our emotions, what it is that we're feeling inside and sometimes privately that we don't let other people in on. Also, when the moon's in Cancer, it brings our attention to our home and our family. Now what we've got going on today with this moon in Cancer, early in the morning, maybe right before some of us get up, we've got this moon in Cancer going to make a conjunction right here to the North Node. I like this. I typically like the North Node in general, so I think this can bring here I think a lot of thinking about our future, about what's next, about what we need to do in order to feel better emotionally, and maybe even starting to get a little bit more of a handle on our emotions at this time, more so than we were last night, maybe before we went to bed. Maybe things were up and down last night, but I think this is really, really positive to help us feel much better emotionally, or to learn more about what we need to do in order to feel better emotionally. That's going to happen until a few hours later. Now, as we're getting up and moving around, this moon in Cancer is then going to make a square over here to Uranus at the last degree of Aries. Now, what this could bring perhaps are some unexpected events. Could be a little bit jarring with the square here. Sometimes the squares can bring things a little bit more suddenly than we were hoping for. But actually, I do like this just because the moon's going to be on the North Node right before this happens. So I think we could be trying to figure out what we need in order to feel better emotionally. And then as a result of us feeling better emotionally, we then do something that we need from a better, more grounded place to assert our freedom, to do what we love, and to create situations for ourselves that we feel way more authentic in. So I actually kind of like this. At the same time that happens, this moon in Cancer is then going to make a trine over here to Chiron in Pisces. So, you know, I'm trying to figure out, do I like this or not? It's like kind of a mixed bag. I think that this is actually going to be good. I do think we're going to have a chance here to break free from some things that are holding us back in order to move forward, creating new situations for ourselves this morning, even if we're feeling a little bit restless. However, I do think that as we try to break free to create situations that are good for ourselves as individuals, it could trigger some old wounds with the trine to Chiron. It could trigger some old fears or insecurities that you might have to push through a few more times for a few more weeks, especially because Chiron's about to leave Pisces very soon. But you might still have to push through these old fears a few more last times in order for us to move forward. And I think we're starting to realize breakthroughs emotionally are coming, and we're getting there closer and closer than maybe we've ever gotten before, but there are still some things that we're having to maybe work out from the past and overcome. That's going to stick with us there till about lunchtime. What's going to happen around lunchtime is this moon then is going to leave Cancer and move into Leo, which is where you see it in this chart. When the moon's in Leo, it brings our attention to being happy, having fun, being out and about, enjoying life, and taking risks as well. That then starts to become the focus. Less about emotions then. What do I need emotionally in order to feel the most fulfilled? Once the moon moves into Leo now, around lunchtime and after, it's going to be more about, having fun, taking risks, doing things that you enjoy. What's going to happen after that, a few hours later, this moon in Leo is then going to make a square over here to Mars in Taurus. So even though we're trying to have fun, trying to be out and about, enjoy life, the square to Mars could make us a little frustrated at times, just because the moon doesn't always like Mars as well. It can bring on a lot of feelings that could come on really quickly and really strongly. I think the thing is here, we want to have fun with this moon in Leo, but with the square to Mars, we also need to be practical. We have some practical concerns we want to take care of. We don't want to rock the boat too much. We want to make sure that we're doing the right things in the right ways. That I think could just be a little bit of the challenge. How do I have fun and do what I love in life while also making sure that everything is going according to plan, that my emotions are still being taken care of, which was a focus earlier in the day, and that everything is coming together nicely. And I think if you can do that, I think that's my first point. If you can figure out how to ground yourself, how to be stable, and how to get your emotional needs met, but how to do it in a way that that works I guess, and to do it in a way that is more stable. I think that's going to help you later in the day to lighten up, loosen up, have some fun, and let go a little bit. So that's the first thing I want to talk about there. The second thing I want to talk about, where do I want to go next? Maybe I'll go here to something I haven't mentioned before. I'm going to go to the sun. Number 2, we've got the sun in Aquarius making a sextile over here to Uranus and Mars today. I actually really like this. I think this can give us an opportunity here to dream about our future, to see different options for our life in some way, to figure out more who we are as individuals and what we need in order to move forward in life and create better situations for ourselves. So it could be hard to put things in practical form with the moon in the spot it is today, to take all these dreams and things that we have in our mind and all these feelings and things that we know we need emotionally. It could be hard to create practical outlets for these things, but I think we're starting to get there. We're starting to realize what we need. Perhaps that's a little bit different than what we've done, so that we can create a better reality for ourselves, even if all the pieces aren't quite together yet, and even if we don't know quite how yet to bring everything together in the way that we want. Now, the third and last thing perhaps I want to mention, maybe I'll go here today, number 3, with this Mercury-Neptune thing going on. Again, it can be confusing. I think we want to understand what's next in my life. What steps next do I need to take to get to where it is that I want to go? I think we do. I think we want to start to feel better emotionally, to organize our life, to ground things so that everything's not so chaotic. And I think we're starting to get insights about who we are and what we need as individuals in order to feel more free in these lives, in our life. But with this Mercury Neptune, I think it's confusing. We don't understand why we're getting the insights we're getting. We don't understand what they mean. We don't understand how to do the things to move forward. And I think with this alignment, needing to have patience with yourself, compassion towards yourself and others if things are confusing here, and to listen to your intuition to lead the way. Intuition at this time may be a little bit more important than logic. And if you can be patient and have faith that what you're doing is meant to happen, as long as you're listening truly to your soul and being genuine and doing the best that you can, I think you are eventually going to end up in situations that are better for you and be able to work with your physical reality in a better way to match what you now are realizing your spirit and your soul needs to envision a better life for yourself. So that is your daily planetary forecast for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you tomorrow.